This podcast is for entertainment and commentary purposes only. The views expressed by the hosts and guests are their own and do not reflect any organizations or affiliates. This show may contain adult language and mature themes. Listener discretion is advised. Portions of media may be used under fair use for commentary and criticism. Nothing discussed on this podcast should be taken as professional, legal, or financial advice.
Well, welcome to the JM and Diggs podcast, episode 6. I am JM, and below me is the notorious DIGZ Diggs. How you doing, Diggs?
Homies. Doing all right. Yourself, my friend?
I'm doing all right. So yeah, made it to episode 6, and I feel like every time we get to the next episode, we have a hell of a week leading up to it. And this week, no different than the past, dealt with the official, what they're calling officially the blizzard of 2026. I am sore head to toe from shoveling. It is an ungodly amount of snow that we got here in Rhode Island. Officially breaking every previous record that we had for snow in the state with this storm. And it's kind of funny because, Diggs, you remember a few episodes back, we brought up the blizzard of 1978 and how it's literally something that we grew up having to hear about our entire lives from our elders and anyone that lived in that time period, of how cars were stuck on the highways, people had to abandon their cars. It was just 3 days of 2 days of nonstop snow, and just the most amount that the state had ever got. And everyone older than us would say, like, oh, that will never happen again. You'll never get that amount of snow. I always heard it from my grandparents and my uncles, who in your life would always bring up the blizzard of 78.
My parents and grandparents.
Yeah, it's just something that when you grow up in Rhode Island, you'd hear about all the time. And here's a great picture that we found online for anyone that's viewing the podcast. It's actually somebody that was a young toddler, small child during the podcast of during a blizzard of 1978. And then they put a side-by-side picture of themselves on a snow mound from this past week, the blizzard of 2026. So to get into the actual statistics of this blizzard, it set the state all-time single greatest snowfall with 37.9 inches. And that was measured right down the street from me at TF Green Airport. In 1978, at that same airport, they marked 28.6 inches. Crazy amount. And then you can see the graphic that we grabbed from Channel 12 News. They listed all the, I would say, what's that, like the top 10 or whatever?
Yeah.
That's not even top 10, but whatever is, however many blizzards.
That is 10.
So, is that 10? Okay. So immediately at the top of the list is this past week is the 2026 blizzard, 37.9 inches measured. In second place is the blizzard of 78, 28.6 inches. I'll just read the top 5 really. January 7th through the 8th in 1996, 24 inches. January 22nd and 23rd in 2005, which I don't even remember that. I was a fucking junior in high school, and I don't even remember this, but we got 23.4 inches that year. And then just at the end of the top 5 there, it was only a few years ago, January 2022, we got 19.3 inches. But all those amounts, like looking at what we just got this past week compared to 1978, We almost beat that record by another 10 inches almost. You know what I mean? It's kind of crazy to see
Yeah.
that we got that much snow. And I know you were telling me how your street didn't get plowed until what was it, the yesterday or the day before?
Yeah, we had to shovel the top of the street so cars can get out.
Right. So you did your driveway and you did all that, but just for you and your neighbors to get out of that street, you literally had to work together and shovel your ways out of the road, which is ridiculous. And a lot of Rhode Islanders had to do that. Um, Here's a great image too. If you're watching the pod, you can see the snow drifts were just outrageous. The winds would switch between at the worst parts of the storm, it was like 55 miles per hour all the way up to 70 plus miles per hour. There's a crazy snow drift right there that pretty much engulfed the telephone pole. I think I believe that picture was taken in Warwick as well. Cal said in chat, my car didn't need to be cleared off, bro. The wind drift was that crazy. Yeah, all my vehicles had to get cleaned off. And what really was tough is like you shovel to get to your vehicle, right? You shovel to clear out a path for your vehicle, and then there's so much snow on the vehicle with this amount of snow. Once you knock it all off, it's like you're shoveling your driveway a second time. I don't know if you had that problem too.
That's why I knocked it off while I was shoveling.
You did, yeah, just so you don't realize how much more snow you have to shovel after. I did it the opposite way because I left the RAV4 just engulfed until yesterday. I finally dug that out and then unburied it. I did that yesterday after work. Yeah, crazy. And more comparisons of these storms, though. Yeah, so we got the state single day greatest snowfall, and that's snowfall for one day. Those numbers, the top two, is obviously now the 2026 blizzard with 35.5 inches falling in one single day. That's not going to be on this graphic. But in 1996, they had 19 inches fall in one day. So, showing you the majority of the snow that we got, because the total amount was 37.9 inches. We got 35.5 of that in one 24-hour period, which is absolutely crazy that much snow fell that fast. Other big thing to think about too, in comparison to the 1978 blizzard, the casualties and injuries in this storm that just passed. We had 2 official deaths in Rhode Island and 260 plus ER visits. In 1978, they had over 100 deaths, and something like 45,000 people ended up going to a local ER or hospital, whatever was nearby. And then almost 50,000 Rhode Islanders went without power during this blizzard, some of which only got their power back yesterday. And today, I'm hearing that a lot of people are just getting their streets plowed, and they're finally able to get out of their neighborhood for the first time in the whole week. And that's crazy to think about, Diggs, because tomorrow's Friday, and this storm hit us what, Sunday and Monday?
Yes, sir.
So,
from what my wife heard, the schools that haven't even been touched yet. That's why they're doing distance learning right now.
Yep. I did go by our old high school the other day, or yesterday, I think it was, and they did have that all plowed out, but I wonder if it's because half of that property is a active construction site because they're building the new high school next to the old high school that we went to. So I'm wondering if that's the only reason that got all plowed out. It's just because that's an active construction zone. They're trying to get that building done for the next school year, I believe, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's the only reason that school got plowed out. But no one's going to school this week. Definitely, it seems like every school system in the state of Rhode Island has been shut down for the whole week at least. Like you said, the city you're in,
They're doing distance learning.
Distance learning, which was never even a thing when we were going to school. Like
The city you're in, they cancel school for the rest of the week.
Warwick, yep, okay. So I guess like now that this has happened, now we finally broke the record of 1978. There are some things though you got to respect about them back in the day, and I just put a few things down we can talk about with comparison. Like think about the difference all these years make because of the advancement in technology. Obviously, is the major thing. So the weather services, the technology they use to track these storms, they're not perfect, obviously. I didn't even know we were getting a storm this bad until late Saturday, probably evening into the night.
Yeah.
I didn't realize we were going to be getting hit with something this big. And then obviously, even then, when they tell you you're getting a big storm, we could have never imagined we were getting this much snow. But yeah, just think about that, like the weather services digs, like how different they were back then. Also, the warning systems, how prepared they'd get the roads before we get this amount of snow. Like in 1978, they weren't doing that. You know what I mean? Were they? I don't even know what type of warning system they would get unless they had the radio on and like the TV on. But even then, were their weather channels good? Did they have any type of was the Doppler radar anything close to what we have today?
I have no clue. But I do gotta say, because of 78 is the reason why we're so prepared, though. Like, now everyone's not panicking. We know how to handle it.
That's actually
Not
great.
getting us out. Surprise.
Right. I actually never even thought of it that way, actually. That's actually a great point because if it wasn't for 1978, this could have been a lot worse.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good point.
Like you said, we have all the warnings. So when I was leaving the hockey game on Sunday, everyone's phones went off the alarm saying 7 o'clock, it's going to be a blizzard.
Yep. So you had the warning, get home, get safe. And that's the other thing I put down here was cell phones, communication devices. All that technology did not exist in 1978. You didn't have it. Everybody didn't have a cell phone in their pocket in 1978. The internet was not a thing. Everything was relied by the news, and the news was only getting information so fast. Like they're not getting reports in as fast as they do now.
Yeah.
That's always a big deal. Yeah. The state infrastructure, that's another thing that advances with technology, I believe. I think a lot of just them, like the fact that the power grid was able to hold up. I know 50,000 Rhode Islanders without power, but so I think Rhode Island Energy says they have a total of 770,000 customers in Rhode Island that are on the power grid. So 50,000 of those lost power during the storm. That's probably like 5%. So that's actually really good. Like I feel bad for those that didn't have power. That must have been a very difficult couple days for them. But
did your power flicker at all?
What's that?
Did your power flicker?
Not that I recall. No, but I am kind of a spoiled brat over here because we're right next to the grid for the airport. So our power has always been a priority. The only time I've ever lost power for a good amount of hours was usually due to some like a tree taking down a pole or something like that. In the direct area of my home, but for a bunch of people to get knocked off the grid, yeah, that didn't happen. If it ever does, it's back up pretty quickly because the airport's always going to have power. But yeah, and then the last thing I got to say is the big difference between 2026 and 1978 is going to be the cars on the road, right? Cars on the road are made completely different from 78 to now. Most of these cars are plastic. But it's funny, especially here in New England, but I've noticed this growing up and getting older as you see the difference of vehicles on the road. Like even back when I think of like when we were in high school, I think I just always remember seeing more sedans on the road than anything. And now there are more SUVs on the road than anything. Like
Oh
sedan,
yeah.
like sedans. I don't see as many sedans actively in traffic as I see SUVs. I see pickup trucks. More and more people nowadays buy SUVs, buy pickup trucks, especially in this area of the country. And I think that's also why you don't have that many people getting stuck on the highway. Even though a lot of people did, a lot of people got stuck. Some people probably had to leave their car behind. I'm sure that did happen. But to the level that happened in 1978, where you had literally a whole highway of traffic just having to abandon their cars so they could, survive. Like, I think that makes a big difference just how these cars are made. Yeah, exactly what Cal said. They just travel better in the snow, and um, that's what they're designed for. Where back then they were heavy pieces of metal on the road right there. Those old dad boys.
But
So
they could take a beat and keep going.
yeah, right, exactly. So yeah, anything else you want to mention about this storm for yourself? Like any personal things you went through with the storm? I mean, that covers pretty much everything I got statistically. It was regardless, crazy storm, record breaking numbers. And now we can be the old people for the generations after us to be like, well, back in 26,
I lost my Wi-Fi.
I lost my Wi-Fi for an hour. we had, and then you're always going to exaggerate as you get older too. We had 50 inches of snow on the ground.
We had to walk uphill, downhill, no shoes or pants on.
Man, yeah, crazy week. So that was the blizzard of 26. Exactly, Cal. Back in 26. Not 1926, back in 2026. But yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got for the storm. And I guess we'll just go right into sports after that.
Yeah.
Not much for sports today. Our correspondent had to take the day off, so we don't have anything for NBA. We're going right into a few headlines I got for the NFL set up here. This happened earlier today. The New York Jets and Tennessee Titans made a verbal agreement trade. So the Jets will send defensive end Jermaine Johnson to Tennessee, and Devondre Sweat will go to New York, defensive tackle. Rear February trade agreement. Jets trading the pass rusher to the Titans in exchange for a nose tackle. The deal cannot be consummated, though, until the new league year opens, and that's going to be March 11th. So, verbal agreement now. They plan on making this trade official on March 11th. But, yeah, you don't really hear about trades in February, Diggs. It's kind of rare because, yeah, like they said, nothing can really be done until the new league year starts, and we're a few days away from that. So, it looks like they're just trying to, make this verbal agreement so the rest of the league don't try to make offers for these guys anymore.
Yeah.
Moving on, this was actually supposed to be something we reported last week, but we had Colin as a guest last week, so we had to skip a lot of stuff last week. But we'll just throw that in here too. Last week the Miami Dolphins released Tyreek Hill. He had restructured his contract only 18 months before. He was coming off back-to-back seasons with over 1,700 receiving yards and was the cornerstone of one of the league's best offenses. Early on President's Day, weeks before the start of the free agency begins, March 11th, the Dolphins release Hill. The franchise is in a very different place now. New head coach Jeff Hafley and the new general manager and John Eric Sullivan. They have missed the playoffs consecutive seasons after reaching the postseason in the previous two. Also, Tyreek Hill did not replicate his success early on with the Dolphins, failing to reach 1,000 receiving yards in 2024. Missed most of last year after dislocating a knee and tearing an ACL. The Hill release was expected heading into the offseason, but its timing caught many off guard. Why did the Dolphins release the first-time All-Pro wide receiver? What's his recovery timeline? what interest could he draw in free agency? So I think because this is such an early release, there might be something else going on with his recovery on that injury from last year. I feel like the timeline's not what the Dolphins really wanted to see. So
You think he's gonna make it back for
that's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering if he's not going to make it back before the beginning of the season, and that's why they released him so early. So because they could have easily waited and tried to deal him, but they didn't even attempt that. So
where do you think he'll end up?
that's a great question, and there's a lot of questions. Like we don't really know how the Stephon Diggs thing is going to happen up here in New England. So I think the thing is like he could have easily came here too if we needed a wideout, but how much does he want to get compensated? Where's his health at? And like we just said, what's the timeline of him returning? So it's going to be an issue for any team looking to pick him up. But here's another funny thing though. Imagine this: he takes less money and he goes back to the Kansas City Chiefs. That'd be crazy. That'd be kind of crazy. He goes back to the Kansas City Chiefs. So
it could happen.
Yep, could happen. And today, well, technically it was the 23rd, but also today was the first. So yeah, on the 23rd, the scouting combine started. Today was the first day of on-field workouts. So today was defensive linemen, linebackers, and place kickers. Tomorrow will be defensive backs, tight ends, and quarterbacks, wide receivers, and running backs will be on Saturday. And then they will not have the offensive linemen out there until March 1st. So usually the wideouts, running backs, quarterbacks is the most watched one. But yeah, you can watch all these events happening on NFL Network. It looks like tomorrow's going to be on at 3 p.m. and then February 28th and March 1st going to be at 1 p.m. Eastern. So you can check that out. All right. And the last football headline I got for you, flag football coming to the LA 28 Olympic Games. The National Football League's NFL flag program is its official non-contract version of football designed to grow the game in a safer, more accessible format for youth and communities worldwide. Its focus on inclusion, skill development, and fast-paced play without tackling make it ideal for schools, rec leagues, and co-ed participation. The initiative is to support by major corporate partners that help fund equipment, events, national tournaments, while also building pathways from local leagues to higher levels of competition. Overall, it's part of the NFL's broader strategy to expand the sport globally, including flag football's debut at the 2028 Summer Olympics in Los Angeles. So that's going to be interesting, Diggs, to finally see a form of American football in the fucking Olympics. That's nuts. Because honestly, even though it's the most popular sport here in the United States, it's not even top 4 in the world or whatever.
Nope.
So NFL making a big step forward there with that move. So that's pretty cool. Yep. So without Toshi, it didn't feel right. I'm not going to do basketball. We'll wait till we get him back in the building before we have some NBA highlights, our headlines. So we're going to move on to Major League Baseball. The first thing we got is the World Baseball Classic. It's going to be an international baseball tournament that brings together the best players in the world to represent their home countries instead of their professional clubs. Organized by Major League Baseball in partnership with the World Baseball Softball Confederation, the WBC is considered the premier global competition in the sport, featuring MLB superstars alongside elite players from leagues in Japan, Korea, Mexico, and beyond. The tournament combines national pride with playoff-level intensity, making it baseball's version of the World Cup. Diggs, what do you think about this? Because this actually sounds fucking badass.
It's definitely interesting. Hopefully they keep it going.
Yeah, so this will begin March 3rd, and each team represents a country. So They got, let's see, they got 4 pools here. So you got Pool A will have Puerto Rico, Cuba, Canada, Panama, and Colombia. Pool B will be the United States, Mexico, Italy, Great Britain, and Brazil. Pool C will be Japan, Australia, South Korea. Is that Czechia? How do you pronounce that? I don't even know how to pronounce that. CZE.
I know how to pronounce it, but because I'm on the spot.
Czechia. It's Czechia. Czechia says it's Czechia? Czechia. Okay, my bad. All right, Sanchez, what about this one? Chinese Tapai? That is right. Okay. All right, and that's Pool C. And then Pool D is Venezuela, Dominican Republic, Netherlands, Israel, and Nicaragua. Something like that.
How many games is it supposed to be?
I mean, dude, if you do the math, I'm guessing each pool, you would think each pool has to play each team once, right? And then the winner of each pool goes and plays with each other? Or you think that's how it works? So, yeah, I think the winner of each pool moves on. And then, yeah, it'll come down to like a series between the winner of A versus C and the winner of B versus D. And then the winner of that goes to, like, the World Cup, probably. But in sad news out of baseball, we have a legend who passed away. Bill Mazeroski dies at the age of 89. Hall of Famer Bill Mazeroski, famed for one of the most iconic walk-off homers in World Series history back in 1960. He passed away at age 89. His legacy as a defensive stalwart and beloved Pirate was widely honored. Played his entire career for the Pittsburgh Pirates from 1956 to 1972. Rest in peace, Bill Mazeroski. And probably the most exciting news for anyone that's a fan of USA hockey, both USA hockey Olympic teams won the gold. The men and the women both went undefeated during the whole tournament. Men's team is the first gold they won since 1980 and beat Canada 2-1 in overtime.
Miracle on Ice.
The game-winning goal was scored by Jack Hughes of the New Jersey Devils. The game peaked at 20.7 million views. And then there was some sort of controversy in this, but honestly, yeah, I'm going to skip that. The women's team also beat Canada 2-1 in overtime game, and the game-winning goal was scored by Megan Keller of the Boston Fleet. The game peaked at 7.7 million views at its peak. The women's team let in 2 goals all tournament, setting a shutout record spanning over 5 games. Wow, that's fucking impressive. That's crazy.
The men's game was a really good game.
Yeah, everyone was talking about that. Yeah, everyone kept saying that. But, yeah, I mean, congratulations to both these teams, men and women, representing the USA and both bringing back gold. So, yeah, awesome achievement. That's what they train so hard for. That's why they want to play in the Olympics. It's to get that gold around your neck. Just another achievement for yourself.
Yeah, I'm happy because NHL started back up yesterday. So now that they won, this is over. We can get back to the hockey season. And Bruins are up 2-1 right now.
Oh, the Bruins are playing right now as we speak?
Yeah.
Wow.
Red Sox won earlier.
The Red Sox won today?
Yep. 7-5, I believe. Something like that. The college team had it coming.
See, wait, so, all right, so you said they abused a college team. Why were they playing a college team, though? Just, like, training or something? Like, I don't know. Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting, because you know what's funny? They've been trying to, like, do that. Like, well, fans have been asking to do this for, like, they want to do it at the beginning of every preseason. They want the year before's best NFL team to play against the college football's best team the year before at the beginning of each NFL season. Just as a preseason game, though, not like a crazy full contact like way to do
like
it.
a scrim.
Yeah, but they would never allow that because, well, actually, there's a chance they might now because now college players get paid. There's a chance they might, but I don't know. That would be. I always thought that would be interesting. Like, get the actually no. I think it was I think it was always the worst NFL team against the best college team to see how bad that NFL team is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that'd
be fucking
interesting.
I mean, and then if you're a fan of that team and you lose, you'd be like, "Well, it's preseason, and we don't really give a fuck."
They went easy on the kids.
We went easy on those kids. I went to college once. I know what it's like. Shit. Damn, dude, we kind of flew through everything today, huh?
Yeah, it's been kind of one of those weeks.
Yeah, that snow. I kind of felt like I was going to talk more about that the whole show, but I guess I didn't. But that snow screwed everything up this week.
I totally forgot we had the pod coming up.
I did not think about the podcast until yesterday, and I was like, shit. We still got to do a podcast this week. I just got done shoveling my driveway.
Yeah. Well, having the 3 days out of work, it was screwing with me. I didn't know what day it was.
Wait, what do you mean 3 days? You had 4 days out of work. I had 3 days. So I worked Saturday. You had Sunday, Monday, Tuesday off. I mean, you had Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday off. I had
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. 5 days off.
That's right. You didn't work Friday last week, you bastard.
I was getting tattooed.
He wants to say he hasn't been to work in 3 days. You haven't been working a week.
I know, that's what I'm saying. It was screwing with me.
Wait, what the hell? I just remembered that you didn't work fucking Friday.
Nope, and I leave early tomorrow.
Oh, you are spoiled, bro. You are spoiled.
You're gonna be mad at me on why I'm leaving.
Why are you leaving?
I told. Yeah, he doesn't listen. I said I was to bring my mother to a doctor's appointment and go and see Scream.
Nice. What are you going to see?
Scream.
What do you mean you're going to see Scream?
I'm going twice.
What am I going with you to see this movie for if you're going to see it already before I go with you?
So I can be with you while you see it? Listen, it's my chance to take you on a date, so shut the fuck up.
Wait a second. Why am I just finding out, though, 2 days before I'm supposed to go with you to this movie, you're going to see it tomorrow and then go with me to the movie Saturday?
I've said it before.
You did never told me this. That's bullshit. That's a bullshit lie. You did not. That is 2 days in a row. You're gonna go to the theaters to see this movie.
Yes,
bro. You know for a fact. I mean, I love Scream like just as much as the next guy, but you know for a fact there's no way they'll ever beat the first one.
Oh no.
Or the second one. This is literally gonna. I'm hoping they prove me wrong, but. We don't know what we're in for because this cast that new cast because Jenny Ortega dropped out. What's the other girl's name that dropped out? I forgot her name, but they were supposed to be the faces of the new franchise of Scream. So them being gone, it's like this is like the second time they're trying to relaunch the cast. Because remember the reboot. Which Scream was it where they tried to reboot it before they brought in Jenny Ortega and that other chick?
4.
That was 4, right? Because they just tried to call it Scream, and then later on they had to change the name to Scream 4 because all diehard fans were like, yo, fuck you. That's Scream 4, bro.
Yeah.
You can't just rename it Scream and start over like that. You kidding me? That was a joke. Yeah, I hate it when they did that.
Yeah, but the movies weren't bad, though. I still enjoyed them.
Dude, I've been pissed off ever since Dewey died. Since they killed Dewey, bro, You can't fuck with my boy like that. And then also, dude, they turned him into like a fucking like depressed alcoholic cop. Like I hated that part too. Like, come on, bro. This guy's so depressed and alone after he caught the killer years ago. Like that pissed me off.
Yeah, when he lost his wife, though.
And wait, so who's the only ones alive? Who died last time? Courtney Cox, or is she in it still?
She's still in it.
Her character is still alive. Sydney's still alive. I feel like everyone else is dead.
Well,
and then you said that in this movie they're bringing back what's his name, who's one of the original killers in the first movie.
Stu. Matthew Lillard's come back as Stu.
Matthew Lillard. So, and then that would be another thing. Like he died, so how is he coming back? They're gonna have to bring him back. Like they brought back Billy Loomis in the last film.
With flashbacks
or a schizophrenic like reaction. Like, yeah, I don't know how they're gonna do this, but I'm interested. But I'm still.
Well, they can always say he didn't die because the TV just fell on him. But
I thought he got shot. I know he got stabbed a lot. By Billy mainly.
Just a little bit.
They couldn't bring Billy back because he got a bullet dead in the dome piece at the end.
No, but how they brought him back worked out.
It did and it didn't because they tried to make him look young like he was in the first movie, but like that didn't work out, bro. I mean, homeboy was getting old, bro. They tried though. I give him credit. They tried, but and then it was also weird too because you kind of turned him into like the good guy because his daughter and all that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was a weird concept how they did the rating on that film. And I guess I didn't mind it, but I did find it weird.
I love that little shrine they had for the Ghostface outfits and the memorabilia.
Yeah. Which one was the one that my least favorite one too? Which one was the one where I'm gonna guess? Wait, I thought that was Scream 4.
Which one?
The one that like had all the screams, like they're in the movie they call them stabs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's Scream.
That's Scream. I think that's Scream 4, and the other one we're thinking of Scream 5.
Yeah, Scream 5 is the one where Dewey dies. 6 is
that was the last one. Yeah.
That
was the one where they were like they weren't in Woodsboro, right? There was somewhere
they were like New York.
Yeah. Which was fucking weird, actually, to see people dying in New York City back alleys and shit. I thought that was weird for Scream because they were always like, it's fucking Woodsboro, bro. What was creepy was all those houses are all fucking in the woods and like you're nowhere close to police or nothing.
Yeah.
What was that first line that the killer says on the phone to Drew Barrymore's character in the first one? Like, "Should I'm going to call the police? Go ahead. We're out in the middle of nowhere. Like." They'll never get here. Like, that's the most cocky shit a killer ever said.
Not wrong, though.
It's like, go ahead. You're out here in the middle of nowhere. They'll never get here in time. Piece of shit.
He'd be long gone.
But yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely excited to see it. I mean, I've always been a Scream fan. I've seen them all. I've always had a fondness of franchises that were started by Wes Craven. He never seems to stay with them for more than 2 films or so. But
we dip his toe back in every once in a while.
What did with Freddy Krueger? What did he do? He did the first one and then did the New Nightmare, and that was it. He didn't do the other ones.
Yeah, I know he didn't do the second.
Because there's actually so Wes Craven takes a dig at the studio in Scream, the first Scream.
Yeah.
When the killer is first talking to Drew Barrymore's character at the beginning of the movie, and he's like, "What's your favorite scary movie?" And then they're going through different films, and then she says, "Freddy Krueger." "Oh, is that the guy that has knives for fingers? I like that movie. It was scary." She says, "Well, the first one was, but the rest sucked. Wes Craven didn't film those, and Wes Craven was in charge of the first Scream. So Wes Craven took a dig at the studio for what they did the Nightmare on Elm Street, and I thought that was so fucking cool." But
He
yeah,
worked on the first one, Dream Warriors, and A New Nightmare.
oh, so he actually took a dig at himself. I like the New Nightmare though. I don't know
Dream
about you.
Warriors wasn't bad.
Dream Warriors wasn't bad, but when you like, all right, when we watched it when we were kids, it was scary. Watching that movie back now, it is actually fucking comic. I'm just gonna say, these kids.
Most of it is comic.
No. I'm talking about the whole fucking aspect of the film.
Oh yeah,
I'm talking about these kids trained themselves in their dreams to get powers so they could fight back. Like it was just ridiculous. And then, is that the same one where? No, I think that's New Nightmare. I'm thinking of. Never mind, I'm confusing them. But anyway, yeah, I'm sorry. Just be like, yeah, when you're in a dream, you can get powers and fight back. It was ridiculous, but
had a good song though.
yeah, it did. It did. Those old school like movies always had some cool fucking retro music. But
God, I need to go back and watch the other ones.
yeah, I usually watch them in, like every other year just to refresh myself. But last one we watched, I remember we watched it together in Discord. We watched New Nightmare.
Yeah, we also watched that fan made film.
Oh, that's right. There was a there was a fan made film. It was really just like a short, but it was kind of cool that what they did there.
Give him his little backstory before he became barbecue.
Yeah. Yep. But all right, you want to get into your final cut? I think it's about that time.
Yeah, I could keep going on about Scream, but let's get into zombie strippers.
And I find this hilarious that you picked this for your final cut this week.
Who doesn't love zombie strippers?
Me. But go ahead, break it down.
Poor taste in movie stuff.
Okay, we'll get into that. Do your breakdown, then we'll get into all that, buddy.
It's set in the near future America. A secret government experiment goes wrong, turning a soldier into a flesh-eating zombie. The infection spreads to the struggling strip club, run by Anne, played by Robert Englund, where one of those dancers become undead and unexpectedly more popular than ever as the virus spreads among the performers. Business actually booms, and so the hunger for human flesh starts outweighing dollar bills. What begins as a satire turns into an over-the-top gore and camp chaos, blending horror, dark comedy, and social commentary about consumerism and exploitation.
That all you got?
You actually watched this movie?
Yes. Yes, I have. I've watched this movie, yes. Now, I like your little professional, like detailed, like summary of it right there. But the one thing you seem to stray against is the fact that it's a softcore porn. It's pretty much an excuse for, because at the time Jenna Jameson was still probably one of the. Oh, no, wait, is that her name? Jenna Jameson? I'm pretty sure that's her, right? That's in this film. It's on the cover right there.
Yeah.
So, like, it's really just an excuse to see her naked, and where the plot just goes to ridiculous comedy is when, what the fuck, if these zombies are just trying to eat and kill people, why the hell are they stopping and having a sex scene real quick? Like, explain that to me. Sorry, that's a little fucking out there.
I'm just gonna fuck, man.
And that's my thing. I just didn't understand any of that part of it. I really tried to get pictures from the film, but I didn't expect you to be able to get pictures of this fucking thing. I did it. you'd be able to get like a frame shot of one actor that's clothed, and that's probably it. But it was a lot of there was a lot of tits in this film. A lot of tits, a lot of ass, a lot of sex, mixed in with the blood and the gore.
It's one of those movies you have on in the background, getting drunk with your friends, joking about the movie.
And that's the last time I saw it. I think we just put it on as a joke. And yeah, it's just out over the top ridiculous. So yeah, I don't think I have the same appreciation for the film that you do. I just looked at it as a pretty awful film, and I felt bad for my dude, fucking Robin England in there, like, but
you knew what he was getting into.
Well, he also got kind of like pigeonholed with the whole Freddy Krueger thing, right?
Yeah.
He's kind of forced into horror films ever since becoming that character. But him outside the makeup in this film, he just seemed like a slime ball. Like he's just a dirtbag strip club owner and taking advantage.
He played that part well, though.
Yeah, because he probably has some experience in it. But all right, go to your kill and keep.
All right. Kill or keep the zombie strippers.
Yeah, I would kill because they're fucking zombies. You're supposed to kill zombies, bro.
I don't know, but you see the skills they had? I might keep them just for that.
Bro, I'm not trying to have any type of relationship with a zombie, bro. I don't care how big
box around them and you'll be good.
I don't care how big their rack is or anything like that. I'm not trying to have any type of
But they can shoot ping pong balls at you.
Oh my god, I don't even want to talk about that. But keep going.
The premise. Well, you pretty much already said kill it.
Yeah, the premise is just terrible. And I think it would have been a better premise if they just skipped the zombie, like put the sex scenes in the beginning of the film and then don't have zombies have sex when they become zombies. You should have changed that. There should have been a switch halfway through the movie. So you could have did half softcore porn, then the zombies attack and it turns into your gore horror flick, and then that would have been. But because they mixed everything up, it was just a jumble for me.
I say keep it. It knows exactly what it was doing, exactly what it wanted to be. Top tier B-rated horror movie.
Next,
how about the over-the-top gore?
That'd probably be the only thing I keep. Because that's what you expect in a horror movie. You expect the over-top gore.
I agree. Just kill the storytelling. There was none.
Right. The way you worded it was serious storytelling. But yeah, it was not serious whatsoever. But yeah, the storytelling in itself was terrible. Yeah. They just told a little bit of a story to get to the next titty shot. Like it was really the whole purpose of this film. Yeah.
Rewatchability.
I don't see a purpose. I do not think I could ever watch this again. I mean, you would have to. If I was really fucking drunk at a party and someone put it on and I didn't give a shit because I was too focused on drinking. Yeah, probably I wouldn't care. But to have me sit in front of a television or a computer or a tablet or a phone and sit there and watch this film again, you're out of your fucking mind.
All right, I'm gonna bring you to a movie theater, make you watch it. I don't know. I enjoy watching it just for this absurdity of everything.
Yeah, I think where you enjoy that, it's actually what drives me crazy about it.
I love B-rated horror movies,
which is crazy. Like it's weird how my taste in horror is different from like my taste in sci-fi. Like like sci-fi to me can be kind of like over the top ridiculous, and because it's science fiction. But with horror, I think I always relate to the movies that are more realistic than like the ones that have like a horror character that has like a supernatural ability. This film, I feel like had an opportunity to be taken a little bit more serious with what they had like written for a plot. Like, all right, you get a guy that comes into the strip club unknowingly starts infecting people. That you could balance that a little better, I think, but that's not what they did.
No, I don't know. It's one of those movies I love. Like,
Love's a strong word, my friend.
the amount of times I've watched that movie.
Jesus, that's crazy. I think I've watched it 3 times. And I think I only got through it from start to finish the last time.
When I lived with my sister, it was one of the movies that was on rotation.
Jeez, man.
That and Ninja Cheerleaders.
Okay, yeah, that's going to be a conversation for another day.
Hiya, ninjas. Rapists can still rape with sore thighs.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, you're gonna have to send me more info on that one.
What do you think about Robert England's presence?
Literally, if Robert Englund wasn't in this movie, I would have never watched it in the first place.
What's up, Rain?
What's up, Rob? But yeah, I think if they didn't put Robert Englund in that film, I would have never watched it. That was the selling point to me. I was like, oh shit, Robert Englund's in it? All right, I'll check it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if you just put Jenna Jameson on that cover and Robert Englund's not in it, well, then you just think it's a porno. You don't think it's got anything to do with anything. You just think it's going to be a bad porno. But Robert Englund is probably fooled a lot of people to watch that film because that gave it credibility for people to pick it up. I mean, you want to call it a horror film, you put one of the kings of horror in it, and that'll make people actually want to buy it and go check it out. So you got to keep Robert Englund if you want to sell the movie, and that's what he did. Because like I said, I would have never watched this movie without Robert Englund in it.
I've only watched it for the first time because the name sounded so absurd. I'm like, all right, we got to check this out.
Yeah, for me, I would have thought it was a porno. Zombie strippers without Robert Englund would have just been a porno to me, or a softcore porn or some shit.
It is a softcore porn, as you said now.
But you put Robert Englund's name on it, and you're like, oh, all right, let me see what's up with this. Because usually him as an actor, you would think would pick a better fucking screenplay, but
he's allowed to have fun.
But yeah, I don't know, man. It was just a little too absurd for me. That's what it was. But keep going.
All in all, I suggest that if you enjoy those stupid late night B horror movies that are satire and absurdity, I say keep it. If you're looking for a smart, polished horror movie, skip.
And I think that's where we differ. I think that's where we differ right there. I would look for a more smart, polished horror film where you're good with both because you're just.
So I can't get you to watch Black Sheep.
I don't even know what that is.
Zombie sheep. The only way to kill them is laying their farts on fire.
Never even heard of that. Yep, never even heard of that. Wow.
What about Rubber?
Huh?
What about Rubber? Kill a tire.
Yeah, you watch a lot of these B-rated movies, huh? I haven't heard of any of these before.
Oh, we're having a movie marathon.
You're gonna have to make a list.
All right.
And I'll write how far I make it before I turn it off.
Nope. We're gonna sit there side by side. You're watching these movies, and I'll watch Star Trek.
You'll never do that. What about the car?
Christine?
The car. What's the car? We're not sure what you mean there, Sanchez.
The car that's coming to mind is Christine.
Was it like a killer car?
Stephen King.
That must be what he's talking about then. Yeah, it says killer vehicle. I never even heard of that either. Never heard of that one either. But this is your segment, Diggs. You're the horror buff. I'm not.
Are you talking about the 1977 one?
Yeah, that's what it is.
I've seen parts of it. I have not seen the movie. Well, it looks like it's something I'm gonna be checking out.
There we go. You got homework now too. Sanchez has put you on task.
Cujo was good.
Cujo, huh? Yeah, I've seen that once.
Trying to think of some other good ones. Would you count Killer? Yeah, I count Killer Clowns as B.
Killer Clowns is a B rated, you think?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, for what you had today, the one thing you didn't ask actually that you usually do is if you would kill or keep the whole movie.
Oh yeah, sorry.
That's the one thing you missed. So as far as Zombie Strippers goes, I would kill the fucking movie personally. I'd kill that shit, throw it in the trash. But you pretty much have already said that you're going to keep it.
No, I would kill it.
You'd kill the whole. You after all that, you'd kill the whole movie.
Just so it'll come back alive, and we can watch it fuck again.
Yeah, that's not what I'm looking for in a horror flick. There's other websites for that type of shit, bro. Damn.
Yeah, but can you watch zombies on them? No.
I'm sure you can find some bad porno flicks that are zombies, dude. There's more.
That's your research for this weekend.
There's probably more porn content on the internet than anything else at this point. So, but I think that's a wrap for the day. So yeah, thank you guys for listening to episode 6 of the Jam and Diggs podcast. I'm the Only JM. You can hit me up on all socials at the Only JM, one word. Diggs, tell them where to find you.
You can find me on all socials at Diggs401 and on YouTube at with Diggs and Kids.
Diggs and Kids. And yeah, make sure also when we're doing these podcasts every Thursday, 9 p.m., that you'll watch it on Diggs' account. We are trying to get him to affiliate on Twitch. I don't know if you've been keeping up with that, Diggs, but
no, but I'm tempted tomorrow to buy Resident Evil
and just like play it a little bit on stream.
Yeah,
that'd be dope. Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, that'll be cool. So yeah, the only other thing to go through is tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. You can check out Morning Rips right here on the Clean Sanchez YouTube page. Also on Clean Sanchez Media at twitch.tv and Goblin Gaming BRBG at twitch.tv. That's tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Are you guys starting late again, Sanchez, or was that just yesterday? All right, so tomorrow they'll be on time at 10 a.m. Then Saturday afternoon, 7 p.m. Eastern time, it is Bong Rips and Video Games with Sanchez and Gio and whoever they might get as a guest. I was on the episode last week, so we'll see what happens. And then Monday, also DD214. Check them out every Monday at what time do you guys start that? 7 p.m. also. So check out all the Clean Sanchez Media podcast, and then you'll catch us here back next week, 9 p.m. Eastern time, Thursday. Appreciate everyone in chat. Have a great night, and peace.
Later, homies.